Hello my dear car guys! Today we're doing a video with my Audi 200 and this time she'll be getting an engine flush. So I've bought a bottle of engine flush plus from Liqui Moly and we'll see if this product will help my 33-year-old Audi engine work at least a little bit better. When doing an engine flush to your car you need to change your old oil afterwards, but I'll go one step further and I'll do double oil change, but I'll talk about that later on in the video. And obviously I'll be changing the old oil filter. Okay, now let's read the instructions on how to use the product. And basically they say that I need to pour all of the product to the engine oil when it's at least a little bit warm. Now you are watching the master of almost never spilling do his job and spilling a little bit of the product on his almost freshly painted valve cover and ruining a small spot of paint. Therefore, I advise you to be extra careful with this liquid. It eats paint like I eat pizza. Now that the product has been filled, I need to start my engine. That's a lovely sound of Audi's 5-cylinder engine. I'll keep my car running for 10 to 15 minutes now, because the instructions on the label told me so. And during that time, Engine Flush Plus will be flushing my engine and make it be like new. And I'll give myself a small reward of barely cold beverage and watch a few TikToks. I also have a TikTok myself and it's mostly cars related, so come check it out. "15 minutes have passed and now I can get into my car and drive it inside the garage. After running for 15 minutes in over 50 degrees Celsius, the engine temperature is over 100 degrees and it needs to cool off for over an hour. With the magic of editing, I am already under my car with a big ratchet. And my one and only oil catching plant pot. Here I am trying to do my best not to get any of still hot oil on my new gloves. And I succeed! A lot of old oil draining footage was sped up and cut to save us some valuable time that we can spend on watching TikToks. Now let's put the nut back in its place. Clean it up real good for no reason. And torque it to correct specs that my hand measures. All good. Let's climb up. Now we can see the old oil that I just drained from my car. And let's do some scientific experiments of evaluating its condition and everything else. And I have no idea on what I was supposed to see here. Looks good to me. Now I'll add the new oil to the engine and a little bit on it, because that's what I do. I spill oils and liquids all over the place. That's why I get some paper towels ready just beforehand, to absorb at least some of the overspilled oils. Now that the new oil have been poured in, I'll start my car and let it run for about another 15 minutes to collect any debris or loose junk that engine flush may have cleaned off that was not drained during the oil drain process. And I'm back under the car. From my face you can clearly see that I am about 2 hours older than before. That is because car's oil needed to cool off again after running for 15 minutes in such a terribly hot weather. Now I'm ready to do the second oil change, and this time I'll be replacing oil filter also. And hopefully after the second oil change the engine will not have any loose debris and will work perfectly well. Good thing that I have reflexes of an eagle and avoid getting my new gloves covered in slightly hot oil. With my superhuman strength and editing skills, I easily unscrew my old oil filter and catch the remaining new old oil. And the good thing is that the oil is only slightly hot. It almost not burns my gloved hand. You can now see a face of great satisfaction and accomplishment. Now is the time to put the nut back. Torque it to my hand specs. Clean the location of new oil filter. And show you the box of new filter. Now the most important part is to add a little bit of oil, maybe fully, I don't know, to the new filter and grease the gasket because everyone is doing so. Now screw the new oil filter to its place and hand tighten so much that you should have problems removing it during the next oil change. Clean everything up one more time. Your car's engine bay and everything underneath can never be too clean. And once I'm done cleaning, I'll show you year-old oil compared to an hour-long old oil. Can you guess which is which? I'll give you a hint. The one on the left is year-old oil and the other one looks basically the same after an hour. I don't know if it's good or bad, but let's say that it's okay. Now I'm back into the garage to fill my car with fresh new oil for the second time today. You can call me Mr. Moneybags from now on. Some people can't even change their oil once a year and I'm doing it twice a day. Let's spill some oil all over the engine again and make a video cut so that we could pretend like it didn't happen. Now I'm showing you hand gestures that I'll start the engine, so prepare your ears for that lovely 5-cylinder sound. I give it some revs to see if everything is okay. And then I show a sign of approval. Yes, the car works. We did it. Now let's drive it outside to get some clear shots at the sunny weather. While the engine is hot, we can't really see a big difference in improvement. But in the next shot that I recorded next day, you will see how my car starts cold. The main two problems were: once you start the car, it's idling at around 2000 rpm for about 2 minutes, and valve lifters are making terrible ticking noise until engine gets hot. Then it's okay again. But about a week later, after recording this video, I took my Audi to repair shop to change all the belt, water pump and many more things. And I also asked my mechanics to change Audi's valve lifters just in case, even though they weren't making any more ticking noise. Anyways, here's the morning after engine flush video. Car has been sitting for almost a full day, and this is how it works and sounds cold. Much lower RPMs than before and no more ticking noise. So, do I recommend using Liqui Moly's engine flush? Yes, I do. Subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, and goodbye.